Hello, and welcome back once again, everyone. This is episode 6 of Atama's Review Corner. This video game review is done for Gamestrata.com, the gaming site that doesn't make the games, but wants to help to make them better. Where do you rank? I'm your host, Atama Darkening. Today, I will be reviewing Fallout 3 for the Xbox 360. Now, let the 200 plus year review begin. The story of the game is about nuclear war's aftermath. This is where Fallout 3 takes place. 269 years from now, in the year 2277, in a post-apocalyptic Washington, D.C., which is now known as the Capital Wasteland. It is a nightmare landscape of roaming raider gangs, freakish super mutants, rotting feral ghouls, and malfunctioning military robots. The main character has been living in a vault his whole 19 years. But when his father decides to leave the vault, it sets in motion events that make the player leave the vault and search the wasteland for answers to why his father left. And instead, he finds himself snagged in a political and scientific tug-of-war that will change the course of the future. Fallout 3 is the continuation of the Fallout series, which its last game in the series was about 10 years ago. It is also now done by a company that many may know. It is Bethesda Studios, who, for those who don't know, did the Elder Scrolls for Oblivion. As the game first starts off with your birth, it then skips through pieces of your character growing up in a vault, all the way to the main character's 19th birthday. This is where the game actually starts you on the player's moral choices up to the end of the game. Like Oblivion, the player can choose between first and third person perspectives. When the player first reaches the outside world, they will see what is left of the roads, and what houses are still standing are usually boarded up and have been abandoned for many, many years. There is hardly any vegetation left, covering the ground. From time to time, the player runs into pockets of humanity, who, most of the time, the player will either be trying to save or doom that section of life through mini-quests and sometimes even main quests. In my opinion, Fallout 3 has a great combat system in place for those who may not be as good at first-person shooters. They can even enjoy this game. Early within the game, players will receive an arm device known as a Pip-Boy 3000. This technology allows many different things, including how many points to the next level, what's in your inventory, and how much it weighs. It even will show you a local world map for easier navigations and fast travel. The biggest help is the V.A.T.S, or the Vault-Tec Assisted Targeting System. This allows the player to target certain body parts, and gives a percentage of how good the bullet or other projectile will hit. Additionally, the player can chain together attacks. Using this feature is helpful and fun, especially for those that enjoy a lot of blood. As the game progresses, the player can eventually learn an ability that upon death may have the enemy explode into pieces. Unlike their other game, Oblivion, it allows the player to take useless items such as cups, plates, and forks and use them as ammunition. At a certain part of the game, the player can get schematics to create 7 unique weapons. One being the rocket launcher, which allows just about anything useless to be used as ammunition. Karma, which is what you get throughout the game, doing either bad or good things, influence not only how people talk about the player, but it's also a big part of what drives the large number of endings. What is known for sure is that the player's actions will have far-reaching consequences that affect not just the world around, but also the way the game is played. Unlike previous games in the Fallout series, you can't take a completely peaceful approach to solving your quest. In order to complete the game, you will have to get into combat and kill off some enemies. But since the combat system is generally pretty satisfying, this shouldn't be a serious problem for most players. Other than this, Bethesda tried to stay true to the Fallout series as much as they could. So, for those who played the first two and may not think it's good as the other two, may want to still give this one a try. They may just be surprised. Finally, the audio is marvelous, and most of the voice acting is great. Some of the best features to this game is the freedom to explore what you want, when you want. Quests that can be completed in a variety of satisfying ways, which is great for people who feel like being as evil or as good as they want. A few bad things about this game is that after a while the characters can start to feel a bit blah. Lastly, for those who like achievements or only just play the games for achievements, this game's achievements are story-based. The most hardest achievements that the player may run into in the game may be collecting the 20 bobbleheads, getting the specific leveled achievements for level 8, 14, and 20. There are no online achievements for this game, but for the most part, on a scale of how hard it is to acquire all the achievements from 1 to 10, I give this game a 4. So, the final score for Fallout 3 is an 8.8 for its great story, lots of hours of play, and its deep system of choices. Thanks for joining me for episode 6, and I will be back for yet another show with a review of the Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion. Till next time, good gaming, and see you for episode 7 of Atama's Review Corner.